Hello everybody, this is Toysareruss, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the new KFC Toys Masterpiece Scale Kingzilla figure, which is of course a huge third-party version of the Generation 1 Huracan Snapdragon. So we are of course going to do some full-on comparisons in all of his modes with the G1 original. Because he's a masterpiece scale, we'll see how well he sort of scales and displays with some of the official masterpiece figures that have been released as well. So that's going to give you an idea of just how big he is. We're going to have a look at all the accessories that come with him and see how you can display him as well. So I want to show you everything that come inside the packaging, because I myself am very new to reviewing these sort of figures, so I'm quite easily shocked. So when I want to explain to people just, I suppose, how premium this guy is, first of all, I'll show you the packaging, the actual box in a minute. But he came in this lovely, huge piece of polystyrene, so he's completely encased, lovely and safely, and all the cutouts in the back there are for all of his accessories. So, you know, they really do give you that instant feel of a premium product. He is really heavy. There is so much die cast in there, it is crazy. We've got two huge blasters, which you can see again, lovely paint job on there. We've got a stand which we can build up. In fact, I'll just pop that there right now, ready for when we get into the other modes. And then we've got two blast effects. Now there is actually an LED feature on this, which I've got to be honest, I'm not going to be using, and that is because this figure's been lent to me by Adam, so thank you very much for letting me review this. And also huge thank you to Shozy, which is of course where this came from. It also comes with a lovely sort of comic book with really detailed instructions actually, but what I've done to keep the main length of the video down, there's all the accessories, is I've uploaded the transformation process separately, because although it's relatively simple, it is very time consuming because it's such a big figure, trying to get it to all fit in the screen and get it all in shot, etc. But yeah, nice comic, lovely addition to this. Really, as I say, impressed with this particular figure. So let's bring him closer where you can see now. This feels cold to the touch because we've got loads of die cast, and as I say, the weight on him, it's crazy. Now I'm going to again struggle in a second to try and get him inside the camera shot. I'm just going to take his head off for now, because of course he is a headmaster, what like it's an exact replica of a Huracan. And look at the detail on this. Funnily enough, these teeth are really sharp, really sharp. So when I was trying to quickly move this, there's even articulation. See that little hinge there? There's a little hinge right in at the elbows, and because it's brand new, how can I politely put it? Oh my days, is it stiff? But the teeth on it are really sharp. Look at the detail on that. Beautiful head sculpt, lovely reflective paintwork. So the arms will move, they're on a ball and socket, as well as being able to bend at the elbows. It is so tight, we can even clip that into its little cutout there, and then of course we can fold it back over, close it up, and then you've got this part here which is going to fit in to that part there. So I'm just going to now press this in. You'll see all the text, well, the readings there pop up in his chest. Brilliant homage to the original G1 figure, which was a very big G1 figure, to be honest. Oh, there we go, he's fell over, but he is of course, as you can see, completely towering over him. Now I know a lot of people on this channel, funny enough, collect third-party Legends scale, so to give you an idea of how big he is compared to them, there's a Magic Square Trailbreaker that just about comes to his knees, and if I can reach and grab the Optimus Prime, I'll grab him in a second. To be honest, I've got an Iron Factory Mirage. This guy's huge, and hopefully, as I say, you're getting an idea of exactly how big he is. Right, last little quick one while he's in robot, then we'll have a look at some articulation. There you go, there's New Age's David, not even up to, yeah, about midway up to his thighs. Right, let's move him out of the way, move this guy out of the way just for now, and as I say, have a look at him. So you can see there's lots of ratchets here as well. So there's the shoulder joints. This swivels in about 4 different places. So it swivels just below there, it swivels just above there, it swivels on the wrist. You can see how articulate this is going to be. There's full ball and socket joints on every single bit of the finger, so right out to the tip, so all the metacarpals, all fold over, even on the thumb, exactly the same on that side. Bicep flexion, there's pretty much like a double bicep bend, and that's due to how flexible it really is there. If I close this up, there is a waist swivel, there is hip skirts on the front and on the sides, which you can just see through there. These are again on ratchets. Hear them clicking, they'll go all the way out and backwards. I can take the sticker off actually now. It's nice that they come with these stickers on. There is of course a huge knee bend right the way up. This is the foot, there's a huge heel tilt, front of the toe tilt and a rock. It's all on its own individual things there. So if I bring this forward, right, we've got these holes on the front. If I take the blast effects, I can pop these here, so it looks like he's literally firing from his chest. I'm really starting to like these blast effects. I think it's Mark Clonus's fault from Hasbro, to be fair. He's really making me appreciate them more and more, to be honest. Right, let's put this gun in his hand like so. I'm just going to rest that there, to be fair, because I don't want it to fall off. Oh, I'll try and get that on in a second for you. And in fact, I just want to show you it, to be honest. There it is. This is going to fold down, I would imagine. This is what I need to do. That's it. Again, I'm learning, but I realised as soon as I saw what I was trying to do, that's better. There's a hole. There you go. Well, a cutout in the side of the foot. This is pretty much exactly the same as how Takara Masterpieces do it from my memory. This should slot. There we go. So then you can close the fingers around it, and now that is giving you a much more again accurate to the G1 with the guns in each hand. If we spin him round, they haven't managed, I mean, that's not too big. I know it looks huge, but again, the original one did exactly the same, but the original one had an awful habit of then tipping over and not being able to hold itself up because the back kibble was too much. Even though that back kibble is bigger, there's no problem with this at all. He stands really well, really robust, in honesty. I don't think, to be honest, there's too much more to say about his robot mode, apart from the fact that I am blown away by this guy. Absolutely blown away. Let's take these out, and again, let's give you an idea of how big he is compared to some Masterpiece figures. So this is official Masterpiece Skids and an official Masterpiece Sunstorm. So he's going to be, again, like his G1 toy is, absolutely huge. There you go. I think the last couple of close-ups of him, because I can get him into the screen just so you can see him before we have a look at him in his other modes. So lovely detail there on the front. The legs, everything's covered up really well. You know, there's hardly any gaps. Everything moves around. These are of course the back of all the wings. You can make out that they're going to be the dragon's arms there on the side, but even there's nice detail in there. We've already pointed out the brilliant detail on the fists and the hands. That's it. Awesome robot mode. Let's come back and have a look at him in his jet mode then. So we're back, and as you can see, he's already in his ultimate mode, but as I already mentioned earlier, apologies for no transformation process in this video. Main reason is to really keep the length of the video down. It really is quite a struggle to keep it in shot and do it all. But however, as I say, if you want to see it, there is a full transformation process video already up, and you can watch that if you want to. I also need to mention as well, this is the newer version of Kingzilla with the slightly different deco, and I'm going to try and keep this, again, as I say, in screen. It is huge. Funnily enough, there's a core class Grimlock just to the left hand side, just to give you an idea of how big this ship is. So I've used the stand there, which you can see. It balances on there really well, actually, again, considering the weight. Now you can see some really beautiful detail here, and the translucent plastic in the cockpit. This will lift up. This is where you can put the battery, to be honest. You can just quickly lift this up, slot it in, and then the whole display will light up there as well. And of course you can put the headmaster in the cockpit as well. Now obviously in G1 he was called Crunk. I don't know what they're calling him, to be honest, in this, but here he is. So let's fold his legs out like so. I'm not going to bother folding his arms out because he's got sharp teeth. I'm going to sit him in there like so and close him down. Now, just to give you again an idea of how big it is compared to this particular one, I'm going to attempt to hold them both up next to each other And I've already tried getting the jets in together and I can't do it, so I'm going to show you another masterpiece in line or for a height, sorry, or for a size comparison. So there's the original G1, and again the original G1 was huge, but nothing on this version, nowhere near. Here's a new masterpiece figure. Here's the new masterpiece Trailbreaker, and it's 2.5 times the length, at least. At least 2.5 times the length of a new masterpiece version, even though I say this is obviously a ship, so it is that much bigger. So what the other things we can do, of course, with the blast effects is we can pop them coming out of the back like so. They'll slot in. It's a shame that these don't light up. To my knowledge, only the cockpit thing lights up. You can see we've got the holes on the back of the wing there where we're now going to attach the guns as well. You can attach them on the top or underneath. I'm going to put them both on the top just for now, just so you can see them. I think the picture, in fact, you've got a choice. You can put them either way, obviously, but I actually like them on the top. I'm just going to balance this again. Where this balances, you've got two choices, either that cutout or that cutout. Let's see what it looks like. If we put it on this one, then I imagine it's going to look like he's nose diving. Yeah, it won't. Or if you put it the other way around, which is probably what I should have done, it will look like he's taking off. So let's put this in there just while I very quickly, is it going to hold for me? I'm a bit scared, to be honest, because it's just, yeah, there we go. That's the thing. The armor just knocked off because it's just so big. You can see that the landing gear folds down there. If I spin this round now, you can see from the back, and again you can get an idea of how well it is all tucked up. Here's just a quick shot from the instructions. There you go. That's where you put the battery in, and it just lights up the control panel on it. You can also see this as well, funnily enough, from the underside. So if we come round to here, this is where the cockpit is. In fact, that's where the headmaster is, obviously. So if I open this up, he's going to fall out of there. But then if I can bring this down, you can once again, oh, can it even fit? You can see there where you would put the battery. So it's easy to get to be honest. Again, just in honesty, I don't have a battery that size. Right, so that's all there is to say about this particular mode. We're going to come back for the final time with him in his dragon mode. So then back for the final time with him in his alternate mode, and to be honest, this isn't that bad. Usually you get a third mode that's really sort of hindered. For those of you who've noticed that this isn't fully clipped in, it will clip in. Again, it's not my toy. I don't want to apply too much pressure on it. I've had it in before, but I'm just going to sort of rest it there for now, but it should be clipped in. But again, hopefully you can just get a scale of how big this is, and what I mean by how much better it is than the original G1. You can see the homage there perfectly. The homage is brilliant, to be honest. It's great, but with this one, obviously super basic. I want to show you very quickly as well the difference in height between these, to give you an idea again of just how much bigger this version is. So if I just pop the original one back in, and then just pop that there for now, and again just highlight how good he is. I didn't show you the translucent orange in the eyes, which is great. Yeah, it's so good. The only thing is this doesn't fold over. It just, you can just see his head, which I don't think is too detrimental anyway. He's got some teeth at the front. It looks great. The articulation on this guy is amazing as well. So you've obviously got the hip joint, which will move. You've got the knee bend. You've got the ankle tilt rock because it's on a ball and socket. Remember, these will twist on this axis, and that one. So you've got 3 different ways of tilting this. The neck as well, as you'll see when I attach this in, also has full articulation up and down. The jaws will open, you can twist, you can turn. There's articulation in the fingers, the elbow and the shoulder of the smaller arms as well. You can see that's ball and socket. So ideally, it's, I mean, again, you can tell that I'm pretty much blown away by this figure, to be honest. He's just huge. I'll put him underneath again just to give you an idea of how big he is compared to that. Or I suppose for anybody who collects mainline figures, if I can just reach here, that's the new mainline Voyager Optimus Prime, and again he's half the height of him, completely half the height. Right, a few more things that we can do is of course just attach the guns. Now if you wanted to, you could put them at the bottom there, but they don't look anywhere near as good just popping them at the bottom. You can see it doesn't look very good at all, but you can probably make out there on the back of the feet, you can attach them in there as well. And now, as silly as it sounds, that just fills up a little bit of the space. You can have this leaning right over as well, like in the images that you'll see of him, you can see him bent right over. He still looks good, he still holds his shape, still holds his form. There's no issues with the balance of this guy at all. I've had no issues with him being top heavy, front heavy, anything. He just holds and displays absolutely awesome. Yeah, if you want to pick one of these up yourself, there's going to be a link in the description to Show Z. There's nothing negative about this at all. The only thing that's negative is just the size, that most people might not be able to accommodate him because of his sheer size. However, if you do collect Masterpiece, and maybe if you wanted to wait for, if you don't want to wait, as I say, for an original one from Takara just yet, this will do easily as a stand-in. It is fantastic. But I'm going to round up there. As I say, there's going to be a link in the description if you want to get one for yourself. Thanks to Show Z, and thanks of course to Adam Graham for letting me use this. And huge thanks guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take care.